Hi, this is Praios and I'm a professional gambler. Today we look into some content of BCP poker replays. So that's his channel. Here, you can see my mouse. Yeah, okay, it's not showing. Yeah, BCP poker replays. We will use his content to get into the mind of two of the world best players. Very sweet and AmSoGood, and it can't be a mistake to look into the plays of these guys and learn something. On top of that, we will also have a very scientific approach using the PLO Range Explorer as well to determine how close to GTO these plays were. This is one of many tools I recommend for getting better and boosting your gameplay, and you can find the links in the description below. So let's get into it. So far so good, looks standard from both sides. Yeah, checking back a low flush, also kind of normal. Okay, now he starts to extract value on the turn. BERRI check raises, that's kind of interesting. Also not the best hand to do it with. I think this is very spewy and yeah, but I think that's probably not GTO and I would not recommend this play. He also just has a 2 of spades blocking the flush. I mean, this is probably a purely exploitative play, assuming that his opponent couldn't be that strong and that his range is kept after checking back the flop, but yeah, still don't like it. And yeah, I expect AmSoGood to call. Okay, at least BERRI gives up on the river, not spewing off any more money. I also think that he probably would have gotten called. Okay, check on the flop. Unfortunately, we only see BERRI's hand. Yeah, sort of standard from both. Yeah, you can lead and you can check with low flush, I would say. River is tough, because not that tough, but a little bit tough. Because yeah, it's tricky to extract value from such a weak flush, but I think he probably has to bet again because the turn bet was quite small. And I see a little bit more value, and he can get called from worse for sure, from straights, for example, or 2 pair or set. He sort of polarizes himself with a big bet, but yeah, he wasn't polarized actually if he bets again with this sizing. And he actually gets called by worse, as I said. I think that's a standard 3-bet. Nothing unusual so far. No need to use the solver yet. Yeah, I'm not sure about this continuation bet. Let's see if we can come up with something similar like that. So raise, call, need ace, 6, 7. Need a monochrome board. Nothing that matches the situation we are in. Could go with that one instead, but yeah, it's way less straights are possible here. But anyways, let's just take this as that's the best we got. Unfortunately, not that many boards. And yeah. Oh, actually, this is a high frequency continuation bet with almost everything, as you can see. from these percentages. So probably our hand will also fall into this category. So we have ace, 8, ace, 4, 5. Sort of tricky because not sure if this is continuation bet. Is even a 3-bet, so this is tricky, but we have to change the actual hand we got because of the different board. Let's make it like a 6. Not very easy to come up with something that's actually working. Let's do 4, 5 king. Hope this. Yeah, this is 3-betting and it's also continuation betting. So yeah, well played. I think especially AmSoGood is very, very good and basically plays like a robot and plays like a computer, like a solver. He trains a lot, it seems. So you see bet flop. Check calls turn, I think. I mean, the sizing is quite small and he has, even if he's up against a flush, he can still improve. And yeah, also has a straight draw picked up. I mean, it's not a great situation to be in, but against a player like BERRI and against such a small bet, you definitely have to continue at least one more time. That's what he does. And river goes check, check. And ace-6 for 2-pair takes it down, I guess. I mean, I like the sounds from Poker Software, but I don't like the heavy metal or whatever music is playing in the background. Not sure if you can hear it. Probably a bit annoying, but let's stay with the original content. Yeah, looks standard so far. Oh, I guess probably the money is going in. Would expect a c-bet from BERRI. That's what happens. AmSoGood probably just calls. Yeah, that's a safe turn. Probably both guys think that they have the best hand. And I suspect the money is going in somehow. BERRI actually checks. Not sure if you have any turn sims. But let's find out. So what is ace king 5? Another re-raised pot and a call. Ace king 5, perfect. Again, got the exact board. Nation bet and a call. And we are out of sims, unfortunately. Not sure what to think about his check. He's potentially giving a lot of free cards to flush draws and shit. And he also cannot expect his opponent to bet very often. I think I would have liked another bet. See what happens. The good bets, probably for value and protection with his 5s. And I wouldn't be surprised if BERRI ships it in, expecting some amount of full equity skid still, and yeah, also expecting to have the best hand most of the time, or quite often. BERRI ships it, AmSoGood calls. Oh yeah, looks like BERRI gets lucky and wins half of the pot. Another re-raise pot, but we don't have any old cards, so let's go ahead and don't watch this one. Okay, for this one we got whole cards again. It's a normal raised pot. Not the best hand from BERRI, that's why he checks back. Takes a flush on the turn, bets small, quite standard so far, gets called. probably will make another value bet on the river, like we saw in the hand before. That was quite similar. Yep, again for pot, so he's staying consistent. And again gets called by a worse hand. Okay. Got another hand without hole cards, so we skip that one. Another one without hole cards, skipping that one too. Like a lot of hands missing hole cards, but this one has hole cards again, so let's see. This open raise, by the way, looks suspicious. I think it's not correct. But try to figure this one out. So back, and download the sim. It's still loading, so we have to wait still a moment. And yes, King 10 6-4 rainbow. King 10 6-4. Okay, actually an open race. Or it's not, but it is. It has small EV. But yeah, you are not making tons of money racing this one. Interesting. I mean, such a weekend even gets raced. Anyways, let's continue with that. I was wrong. BERRI's right. At least if he wants to play GTO. Check on the flop. Quite standard. With a hand where you don't want to see a race ever. With like top and bottom pair. Turn he's getting bet into. From a hand that also makes sense to do it with. I mean, he has an open ender and a gut shot as well for the top wheel, so makes sense. I expect BERRI to just call. Yeah, and now that everything busts and that AmSoGood is at the bottom of his range, I expect another bluff and a call from BERRI. Yep, that's exactly what happens. Okay, kings. Why is kings not free betting? Is this normal? Let's find out. I'm a bit rusty as well about everything, basically. Didn't play it much lately. Do not say that I didn't play it at all. I hope that I'm still having a sharp poker mind. Let's find out if this is a re-raise or not, according to GTO. King deuce 7. It's definitely close. Oh, it looks a bit like the solver is undecided. It's like very, very close, but the call is slightly better. So again, my mistake. Yeah, check flop. I mean, BERRI could have bet turn, I think, assuming that he has the best hand. But anyways, he checked again. What is he doing on the river? Is he trying to trap one more time? Yeah, he is. And in the end, he gets a bet out of his opponent. I think it makes a lot of sense to check again. I mean, his opponent wasn't betting all the time. When he bets himself, when you look from an exploitative perspective, thinking that your opponent probably has nothing, it makes a lot of sense to check again, getting him to bluff, assuming that you might also have nothing because you checked 3 times now. And yeah, now he's obviously check raising with almost the nuts. And he actually gets called. We don't see his hands, unfortunately. Would be very interesting what he had. Okay, re-raise. I think that looks standard. Called. So I always hate having a hand like these Jack King type, but what can you do? You just have to see a flop. Against this smallish type bet, AmSoGood will continue. Is this even a continuation bet from BERRI? I mean, not sure if he's supposed to continuation bet this one. So let's simply find out. Queen 9-3. Queen 9 deuce is basically the same. High frequency 3-bet, continuation bet. But the solver would use a different sizing, at least these sims from Jane Enders do. So with the small sizing, he could even bet more if that's his standard. So let's see if this hand is in there. 8, 9, 10, king. And he has none of the suits and none of the backdoors. So in our case, this is, so he has hearts, clubs, and this is a bet. So well done, sir. How much worse is it to check? Let's see. Yeah, the EV is better when you check, but apparently you have to bet anyways. Interesting. Maybe the sim didn't run long enough to get results to emerge correctly, because yeah, this looks kind of suspicious. So anyway, whatever you do, you don't make a huge mistake. Check, check, turn. Yeah, also sort of standard. Both people assume that they have the best hand, trying to get to the showdown sheep, and on the river I expect the same. That's what happened. Jacks take it down. Standard open and standard defend. Oh, this continuation bet looks... I mean, this is... I mean, probably okay-ish, because yeah, he's not winning this hand that often. At least he blocks the spade, so it should be okay. Getting called makes sense. I mean, yeah. I expected BERRI to check. Yeah, he does. The question is AmSoGood now bluffing or not? Definitely expect BERRI to check behind, because he's not getting folds from better hands. And nines might be good very, very occasionally against some sort of draw, which he has. So yeah, he turns his 3 into a bluff. Can BERRI make the call though? He's also getting such a good price, so he has to make the call, in my opinion. Yeah. Would be way tougher of a situation if the bet would be bigger. Whoa! This is 3-bet? With no suits and with such a bad connectivity. I doubt that. But so far, these guys always showed me when I'm wrong. But maybe can score a point too at this point. I would just call. But I might be wrong again. Let's see. And this time I'm not wrong. It's slightly better to just call. And quads. Small continuation bet. Yeah, checks, as it's very hard for his opponent to have anything, as he has quads and also 2 3s in his hand. Even betting the flop is like kind of strange. But I mean, not much changed. I mean, he probably could still extract some value from hands like jacks and nines, obviously, maybe even like eights, or yeah, I mean, it's very hard to extract any value with this hand. So yeah, hard to say what he should do. I mean, you cannot expect a pure float, so BERRI has to have a little something. So maybe check this one and try to help him catch up a little bit, and then depending on the river card, either try to go for the check raise or bet again if BERRI did not bite on the turn. Is this an appropriate card for to go for the check raise or not? Then BERRI had like jacks. He would not bet now. He might call actually. I mean, very hard. I mean, you can try to go for the check raise. Also bet yourself. Both is fine in my opinion. And he goes for the check raise. BERRI does not bite. Raise and re-raise looks standard. And he picks up a very nice flop. Unfortunately, no clubs for him, but yeah, still a good flop. Rab and a top pair, so he makes a continuation bet. Also looks like the new standard is to make small continuation bets on boards like this. Although our solver has it differently. But keep in mind, solvers are never perfect, or it's hard for them to be perfect, as the humans have to make the input on which basis the computer then makes his calculations. And if the human says the only bet size is 3/4, although 1/4 is the better size, the sims are not perfect. Robbie Expert asks who's better. I think it's very hard to tell. But I think according to results, BERRI Sweets got crushed, at least in the first session we had. So AmSoGood might be the better player. Okay, check on the turn. Yeah, standard I think. This is like blocked bet type, extracting some value from a set maybe, or that's basically it, I think. And yeah, also saving money from flushes, I guess. Yeah, this looks quite thin to me. Yeah. On the flip side, there are some things you could get value from, like 2 pairs sets. But yeah, all flushes obviously also call, and there might be a lot of small flushes in AmSoGood's range. See what happens. Is he getting actually called by worse? Yes, he is. Raise and a call, standard so far. More continuation bet, that's definitely standard on this lockdown boards. Yeah, looks like AmSoGood playing this very passively. This also makes a lot of sense. I mean, he could be crushed very hard against queens, or 6 queen, or a 6 with a better kicker. This way you can, yeah, maybe BERRI is bluffing with absolutely nothing and no outs. So he's playing this perfectly. But always easy to say if you see both people's cards. And yeah, I expect a call on the river as well. Though the board got even scarier for the 6 now, but he's blocking the straight a bit. He has a 6, so it's making it less likely that his opponent has a full house or a better 6. And yeah, also he looked very weak. And it's also quite cheap, to be honest, if you consider that 3 bets gone in and the pot is that small still. And the other question also is, would BERRI even bet that big if he made a straight on the river? I mean, maybe, but yeah, so he's polarized to like, I mean, would he even bet that big if he has like ace-6 and no full house? Yeah, probably, but I think you have to make the call. That's what he does. Raising a call. Yeah, he check calls the flop, getting a good price, monochrome board, so people are very polarized. And yeah, he is set having a gut shot and top pair, top kicker. Standard. Leading the turn is strange play, but I mean, he would probably play the same with full house. So should mix in some other bluffs and other kind of hands. And it's also very, very hard BERRI to have any hands that raise him. So it looks okay. BERRI calls, probably having a flush. So, and the river is very, very good for AMS. For AmSoGood, so I expect another huge bet. That's what happens. Can BERRI get away? Nope. Maybe BERRI even had like deuces or something. Raising the calls, standard. Check, check on the flop. That looks okay-ish. Could be another check, check. Yeah, now putting in some value bet, and BERRI decides to bluff. I mean, makes sense. There's a hand, but yeah, it is very weak, but has good blockers. So I kind of like it. Can't only have these check raises for value. Looks okay so far. Gut shot and top pair. Called. Now he has also the blocker in case clubs come in. Oh, I also misread his hand. He also has top 2, so definitely bet another time. Oh, that's interesting. Is he actually trying to get some value from ace-king type of hands? Looks like it. Also all draws busted. I don't hate it. And he's getting caught from a worse hand. So yeah, very thin value extraction. Well done. Looks like a standard 3-bet. Check on the flop. Okay, I guess. Betting would be fine as well, in my opinion. And now he starts betting after picking up an open-ender and also top 2. It's also unlikely that BERRI already has made straight as he checked back on the flop on this very drawy board. I would also expect in his shoes that he has the best hand almost always, and if not, he can still improve. Gets called, and this is tricky. Jack 9 got there. Ace Jack also got there, but nothing else. Value betting again seems too thin though. I think it's time to check. That's what he does, and BERRI also checks. I guess BERRI also has some sort of 2-pair hand. Yep, this is a hand. Tough one would have been if he faces a river bet, but I think he probably has to call. Also having a blocker to the straight. And again, no hole cards, so we jump ahead a bit. So, whatever. Next hand. Raising 3-bets, then not so far. Ooh. Huge hand for both of these guys. BERRI, unfortunately, almost dead. But he will probably lose his stack here. Small continuation bet. No small continuation bet. This is strange sizing, right? It was almost half pot. it'll be like 1/3 only. But maybe BERRI is greedy and looking to get all the money in, and this goes better betting big. Although he probably should be able to get it in still over 3 streets. Oh no! That's unlucky. Money still going in, or even more going in than before now. Oh. Oh. This is actually a tough card. Because if I'm AmSoGood, I would assume that I'm good almost always. And this flop and turn is helping my opponent's range way more. Because I am the 3-better, don't have that many small cards in my range. But the ace is a card that could help me potentially very much if I got aces somehow. But it's probably still not the spot to donk all in. Even if you assume you have the best hand, because it's hard to get called. Although he does it. So seems like that my thoughts were not too bad. And yeah, you definitely will get called. And yeah, he's a better player than I am, so I assume that this is probably the correct play. Yeah, easy call for BERRI. Unlucky, just a standard cooler happens. Raise and a re-raise, standard. And call Conti bet and call. Standard, check, and now, oh, BERRI extracts no value on the river. Should he try, though, is the question. I wouldn't hate it, honestly. Could get called from a king, for example. Anyways, he goes for the check behind. Nice hand. Okay. Kings versus queens. Wow. The kings. This is like absolute destruction. And BERRI also picks up something. Standard to just call. And BERRI will call again, assuming that his opponent never has made the straight as he's blocking it. No need to turn this hand into a bluff, I say. Just because, yeah, his hand is good enough to try to get a showdown. No need to bluff with it. That's what BERRI thinks as well. And now things getting even more interesting. Yeah, BERRI checks as he is, yeah, hoping to get a showdown somehow. And AmSoGood also cannot value bet anymore. Too much stuff got there. So kind of unlucky for him that he cannot extract more value on the river. Seems like I'm, after all, not that rusty. And now standard 3-bet, standard call. Uh-oh, the money's going in. Interesting that the deuce-deuce just calls. And wow, 2 flush draws for BERRI. I guess this going in now. AmSoGood probably waited for safe turn. That's the definition of a safe turn, and he will now raise it. Yes, and BERRI is obviously also liking his hand. And they chop it up. Okay, start re-raise. What is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So AmSoGood is having the nuts, but checks. This is a range consideration because he's not having it that often. And if he has it, he has more often like ace deuce and not that often the 6, 7. So good check, and I expect to continue to see a continued slow play. Yeah, just calls. Guess the same on the turn, but BERRI is not biting. Question is if he should try to get some value on the river. I would personally bet, yeah, to chances are too big, but BERRI will check behind otherwise, I say. Yep, things the same. 3 snaps. Gets the bad news. Raise in the call. And that's so far. Check on the flop. Looks good as well. Probably no leading. So, okay, actually, there is leading going on. Leads this open ender, gets called. Now he has the nuts. Tries to extract value. And gets it. Not so many tricky plays so far. Raise and a re-raise. Quite standard. Yeah, I guess that's we had a similar board before. It was continuation baiting at a huge frequency with a king of diamond and a 3 as well. This makes a lot of sense. Against this small sizing, the jack is obviously continuing. Yeah, and BERRI. This is a huge bet. Is he folding against the raise? Probably not. Because he has outs against most things. And AmSoGood probably also gets it in. It's just too drawy, and BERRI already gave away the information that he's going with the hand. So I expect a re-raise. This hand also plays so terrible if he's not re-raising, because basically any river is bad for him. This time, the good gets the full pot. This looks standard so far. I like the bet, blocking the straight. Also having some outs in case behind. Unfortunately for him, BERRI's checked behind the open ender and the bottom 2 and already has him drawing that. What should BERRI do though? Should he raise? I think. Should he raise? He's checking back the flop. I think he should not raise. So not raising. Should he raise now? Jack 9 has him beat, but that's about the only thing. I think he should raise now. Just calling. I mean, he would not have not getting called anyways. Is he getting called from worse if he's raising on the river? Question. He might, honestly. I mean, queen 10, maybe get suspicious. 8-8, almost certainly calls. 9-4 calls. But what definitely also calls is Jack 9 or Jack Jack. This has him beat 100%. Close, I think. Close call. That's a close call what to do. This also looks like a quite weak raising hand, but let's just assume that BERRI's right. Too lazy to look it up. Standard continuation bet and standard call from BERRI. He checks the turn, interesting one. BERRI goes for it. I don't hate it. I mean, he does not have that many outs blocking own hand. Yeah. AmSoGood probably just called. Yeah. That's looking okay. New followers, thank you. Oh, river is a deuce. This makes BERRI the best hand. Funny though, but yeah, very unlucky. Pieces. Re-raise and the call. Yeah, this a check on the flop of the aces? Don't think so. Honestly. Let's see. Raise. Call. Jack 5-3. Probably don't have this board. Although this is close to it. I mean, not that close, but that's not working out. Also, okay, let's go back and try to find something that might work out. We need BERRI to have the gut shot, otherwise it's worthless. Either jack high board where wheel is possible. Do we have this though? Jack 4-3. Okay, we got it. We got it. So, is this a continuation bet from ace deuce 8? Ace deuce. I would suspect yes. Yep, I was right one time. Yeah, looks like although it's looks like some checking is going on, but mostly betting. Okay, check call. He checks, check calls turn, and tries to get to showdown. Makes a lot of sense, and it's working out. Would be tough when he faces another river bet. Plays in the call, and not so far. And yeah, BERRI just trying to take it down somehow. Is he trying again or taking a free card? What is this call about? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he was drawing to his straight, which he made on the turn. We will probably call again if BERRI bets. BERRI does not bite, and yeah, this is now getting to showdown, I guess, and BERRI loses. No, BERRI turns his jack into a bluff. Gets called. Okay, we are near the end of this session. Unfortunately, as the video is over, and check raise on the flop with the rep and the backdoor flush draw. BERRI though will not throw his hand away with ace deuce and a backdoor flush draw. So back to call. Not strong enough to rebet the flop. Now rep not willing to put in more money in right now. Is BERRI willing to put in more money though? Probably not as well. Happy to get a free card. See river. And yeah, check on the river, I suppose. Yep. One more big hand, please. Okay. Okay, we got the nut flush draw against basically nothing. Nut flush draw, yeah, I mean this straight draw kind of hand. Turn, he leads out with his nut flush draw. With only ace high, trying to get better hands to fold. I mean, I wouldn't hate if BERRI folds. But as we see both people's hold cards, BERRI, my main, to be honest, probably, although he's placing a pot bet, still his hand is too good to fold. I made up mind. And yeah, the river, he made it straight. And he's getting great pot odds, so call again. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to boost your poker game to the next level, don't forget to check out the links in the description. Most important is to get a solver and to get a tracking software to analyze your own game, analyze the game of your opponents, have a heads-up display on the sites where it's allowed. Yeah, I also have links to poker sites and stuff. Just check it out, and yeah, like, subscribe, share if this was helpful, and yeah, also consider to give my second channel a try. This is mostly about finance and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and most poker players and gamblers are also interested in this topic. So, and I mean, who is not interested in making money? So, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.